Welcome to the Newman Library's Research and Instruction Department's tutorial on Nexis Uni. Let's go ahead and get started. In order to get to the library homepage, you can start by going to uhcl.edu. Once you are on the university homepage, you can go to Academics and select Library. This will bring you to the library homepage. At this point, we would like to go to Databases and select N for Nexis Uni. We are going to scroll down and select the appropriate database. When you first load up Nexis Uni, you are going to be greeted with a very streamlined homepage. As you can see at the top, you have your general search bar, and underneath you have a guided search option. This is useful if you already know a way to limit your search results, or if you already have an idea of what you are looking for. Beneath, you have the Discover Topic options under Business, Criminal Justice, and Political Science. These topics are useful if you are looking for an idea to generate and you're not sure where to start. Let's go ahead and start a basic search in Nexis Uni. We're going to use our generalized search box up at the top for this search, and I'm going to search for malpractice. As you can see, it already applies a limiter here for the past 2 years. If we don't want that, we can go ahead and change it to any limiter for the date that we would like. I'm going to go ahead and expand our search to the past 5 years. Now let's see the product of this search. From here, we can go ahead and filter on the left-hand side. As you can see, it defaults to the news. Since I am looking for a case to do my paper on and to support an argument on a malpractice subject. As you can see, we have over 10,000 results. This is a bit much, so we're going to want to go ahead and limit this a bit farther. Now, I'm going to go ahead and keep my 5-year marker. As we will see, this will be broken down even more by the other limiters we apply. If I want to change this time, I can select the timeline option, and I can increase or decrease this range as I see fit. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and leave this alone for now. And if we need to, we can limit it later. The next thing I'm going to look at is the court option. This court option is going to help me limit down my cases by federal, state, or tribal. I'm going to go ahead and limit my search by state, as I want to look for malpractices that only happen in Texas. So I'm going to select more, and I'm going to scroll down to Texas. The next limiter in which we are going to go ahead and apply is going to be the practice area and topics. Now, malpractice is a very broad term, which means it can take place in almost any department or subject area. But let's say I want to focus on healthcare law specifically. Wonderful! As we see, that 10,000 plus results is now down to only 240. Now this is still a lot, so let's see if we can get it to go down just a little bit more by doing some inclusions and exclusions. As you can see, the search within results on the left-hand side underneath your filters. You can include a search result that you want to specifically search for. So let's say I want to search for a malpractice case that takes place specifically in a hospice center. But let's say I don't want my search results to include any type of leadership in a hospice. I can go ahead and exclude the term. All right, and now we're just down to 8 cases. This is a very manageable number. In order to print or save any of these articles, I can go ahead and either select all the items on the page, or I can select the specific ones. This is very useful if you are running out of time and you have to go and do something else. Just by selecting the ones that you are browsing, you can go ahead and hit print, or you can email them to yourselves, or download them to your student OneDrive account. You also have the option to preview the document before opening it. Let's say I have previewed this document and I have decided that this is the one I want to look at and potentially use for my paper. I'm going to go ahead and select it, and this is going to open us up to the actual case. Now again, you have those share and print options up here in the top left-hand corner, along with some navigation tools where you can jump to different parts in the document, such as history, core terms, the case summary, and the outcome. You can also navigate by the specific page number or by a specific term as well, and where it is mentioned in the document. Next, we have our title, Export Citation option. By selecting Export Citation, Nexis Uni will generate a citation for this case. Make sure you are selecting the appropriate format for your citation. We have APA, Blue Book, Chicago, and MLA. Once you have selected the appropriate citation format, you can copy it to your clipboard and paste it into your reference document. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the body of this court case. As you can see, underneath the Export Citation option, we have the information for where the court case was held, what district, what city, along with when it was held, and if there was an actual verdict or delivery. Underneath, you have some core terms that are used within the court case, and then you have a summary. This is good if you are skimming a lot of articles and trying to find the right one to help build your case for your paper. Next, we have the LexisNexis headnotes, but we're going to go ahead and put a pin in this for now and come back to it in a moment. Finally, we have the full body of the court case and the play-by-play of what happened and what the outcome was. So this includes things like the introduction, the procedural and factual backgrounds that are needed for the cases, the analysis, and the conclusion. And finally, the footnotes. Let's go ahead and take a look at our LexisNexis headnotes. Now, the reason why I saved this for last is because if we looked over this case and we found that it didn't work for us, we can go ahead and take a look at the headnotes and see if there's something that might be similar and that's more accurate for what we're looking for. So as you can see, based off of this court case, it gave us several headnotes or subject headings that are related to this court case. So let's say this case didn't exactly help my argument in my paper, so I need to look for a different one. Let's say I want to look more at wrongful death and survival actions. We can go ahead and select more like this headnote. By clicking this, this is going to bring us back to our search result. As you can see, it kept our malpractice search along with all of our filters that we had. And it generated one other court case that was similar when pertaining to a wrongful death. And that is how you use the basic search option in Nexis Uni. Now let's go ahead and go back to our home page and start a new search. This time, we're going to go ahead and use our guided search option, in which I can select what I am interested in right off the bat. So I'm going to select cases, and I want to make sure that we're focusing on state cases. Did you notice that everything over here changed when I selected what I was interested in? And let's focus on Texas. For this search, let's go ahead and use patient confidentiality. And for now, I'm just going to do all dates and see what happens. As you can see, by using the guided search, it can sometimes be a much quicker option to already limiting your search results and not getting as overwhelmed using the basic search option. From here, even though we're at 218, we can go ahead and apply our other limiters that we have in the past until we find something that fits what we are looking for. And that concludes our presentation on Nexis Uni. Have a great day.